beautiful homemakers. I'm continuing with Laine's tips on getting out of debt. Number 21. One of my best saving money secrets is to just stay home. The more you are in the stores, the more tempted you are to spend. So you save on gas, time, and money when you just stay home. I try to shop with a list in hand. That way I stick to the list and buy what I really need. But I sure save a lot when I just stay home than when I go into the stores. And today with grocery pickup, you can more easily control the total amount in your cart. Even when I say, I'm just going in for a few items, I can come out hundreds of dollars later with my good deals. Number 22. As I mentioned before, I use my allowance for gift buying. I keep a gift box. It is really a small cupboard under my bookcase filled with all kinds of gifts that I find at great prices. Then when I need a gift, I go shopping there first. I try to keep a $3 and under gift allowance on each gift. I also have a gift closet. My homeschooling closet has an area where I keep gifts that I also find year-round. And then I put a Post-it note on it saying who it's for and how much the item was because I have a dollar limit for Christmas gifts, etc. Another tip I did when my son was little, he was invited to so many birthday parties. So I got into the habit of buying a $10 gift card every month at the grocery store and, put them aside for birthday gifts. And then if you wanted to give a $20 gift, you just put 2 gift cards together. Number 23. My husband and I have never been able to afford going out on dates or going away alone for the weekend. Our time together has always been our morning coffee chat every day. And since we could not afford going away for the weekend, I made our bedroom as romantic as possible. My husband never had his own room growing up. He slept in the living room on 2 cushions pulled out from the couch. So it has been my pleasure to make this room a mini retreat for him each day. While our son was growing up, we also very, very rarely went out on any dates. I know everybody says, you have to do this, but we didn't feel the need. We loved being at home with our child, and when we went out, we wanted him with us to experience what we were experiencing with him. But perhaps if you have a house full of kids, you need more, alone time. I also want to put it out there that if you have a TV in your bedroom, get rid of it. If your office is in your bedroom, get rid of all the papers. Don't bring electronics into your bedroom. I just visited somebody who had a beautiful, large home. And yet, half of their bedroom was the woman's office. When you wake up in the morning, you're surrounded by piles of papers. I just think that has got to be so stressful. When I was first married, someone told me to make my bedroom the most beautiful room in the house. And I've tried to do that. We moved the best table and the best lamp and the best chair into the bedroom. And I've tried to make it warm and cozy and beautiful. Number 24. I nursed all of our children for a year each. This was a big savings since we have 4 children, yet it was not easy for me. But I had to do it, for we simply could not afford formula. I only had one side that worked, so the doctor told me to nurse on that one side. I was up every 2 to 3 hours with all of my children because I only had one side to give them. I prayed, I cracked, I prayed, I cried, I prayed, I was exhausted, I prayed, and I had numerous breast infections with each one of them. I prayed and prayed for God's help and strength. He did indeed help me because I wanted to give up over and over again. I look back now and see his incredible hand in every situation and know his strength got me through. Nursing was never easy for me, yet I would do it all over again. Back then, I didn't even know how good it was for the baby and for me. So God used tight finances to teach me so much. That is why I can look on illness and health problems differently. He is teaching me so much during this time about herbs, nutrition, exercise, etc. Hebrews 12:11 says, "Discipline is never pleasant at the time, but so profitable to those who have been trained by it." I was the same way. I had to nurse my baby because we would never have been able to afford formula. Listen to this excerpt from the new book, Jaws, The Story of a Hidden Epidemic, by Sandra Kahn, Kahn, and Paul Ehrlich, Ehrlich. There's a silent epidemic sweeping Western civilization, and it's happening right under our noses. Our jaws aren't developing properly, and our teeth are increasingly crowded and crooked. Our shrinking and sagging jaws are leading to problems from the obviously critical to the seemingly small, from obstructed airways to less attractive faces. Braces and other devices can fix the tooth problem, but not the hidden dangers and serious diseases such as sleep apnea, heart disease, and cancer, and also asthma, that can result from poor jaw development. It's crucial that we address the underlying causes of too small jaws, including insufficient chewing and mouth breathing. And guess what the number one thing you can do for your child to help your child breathe well all his life? You can breastfeed him or her. The benefits are amazing. I breastfed my son for a little over 2 years till he weaned himself. That does not mean that was his exclusive food, of course. He began eating solids at 4 months, and he has an incredibly strong and beautiful jawline. I came home with formula from the hospital. I think we used it 1 time, and I thought, no, I don't want to get into this financial trap. But I remember how much it hurt in thinking, okay, I can't do this. I cannot do this. And somebody brought me Soothies, and that helped a little bit. But then that night I went to bed saying, Lord, I can't do this anymore. I woke up the next morning and breastfed him, and it didn't hurt. I had been under the assumption that it was going to hurt forever. No, after a few weeks, you toughen up. It's just like how your feet are tender when you begin going barefoot, but after a while, your feet toughen up. Go to a La Leche meeting before you give birth. Seeing all those women there who are successfully breastfeeding will spur you on when it's hard for you and you think that you can't do it. The hospitals don't care if you breastfeed. The formula companies don't want you to breastfeed. It's on you, and you can do it. Your body is made to breastfeed. So don't give up. You can do it. You will save yourself a fortune, and my son was not sick for the first 2 years of his life. He didn't have a single earache. He's never had a cavity, and he's 18 now. But when you bottle feed, they will get lots of cavities and many earaches. All of my friends' children suffered with earaches and cavities that didn't breastfeed. But all of my friends who breastfed, we all had healthy children. Number 25. We try to keep things running with good maintenance. My husband changes the oil in the cars regularly. I keep the vacuum filters clean with regular maintenance. Likewise, the dryer lint vent and other machines we use. It pays to keep them up so that you won't have to buy another one due to poor maintenance. My husband always tries to fix things himself, especially our cars. He'll get a book and figure it out, get on the phone and talk to other men, then tackle the task himself. I am usually in the house praying for him. My husband has always worked on his own cars, but around the house, he learned how to do everything on YouTube. Early on in our marriage, he started to do major research on all of our appliances. Not only the best one to buy, he'd always look at maintenance costs as well, but he also learned how to maintain everything. There have been many times when my husband was working on something and he's just ready to give up. Then, all of a sudden, it works. And yes, like Laine, I was usually in the house praying for him. Just the other day, my car died because I hadn't turned it on in a couple of weeks. And he had a charger, but it was not charging. And one by one, the men from around the neighborhood stopped by to chat and talk and work on the car with him. And even that is a blessing. Number 26. Many times we must wait on the Lord for something and pray. We have waited on the Lord many times during a crisis. He is always faithful. He always shows us the way. Isaiah 26:3. You will keep him in perfect peace whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusts in thee. And in my book, How to Thrive on One Income, I talk a lot about how many times I cried out to the Lord for help and how sometimes I didn't think he was providing. But by the end of the day, I'd get my faith back and the Lord would always provide an answer. He would give me an idea. Now I've been home for more than 18 years and we've been debt-free since like 2014. Number 27. I am learning that organization saves time and money, which is why I am organizing this house and have been for many years. I didn't get into this unorganized problem overnight, so it's taking me a while to get things in order. The better the kitchen runs, the more time and money I can save. And remember, ladies, that decluttering is a process. You will never be done until the day you die. Things are always coming in our house, so things always must leave our house. Yesterday I cleaned up my linen closet like I do every single year around this time, usually in January, and I thought, it'll take me 2 hours. No, it actually took me 8 hours. But I stopped and had lunch and went for a walk and things like that. But I was able to get rid of a large box of linens. I put them out on my sidewalk with a free sign and they're gone. I highly recommend listening to Cass over at Clutterbug. And when the program goes on sale, buy her Take Your House Back program, because you will have hundreds of hours of content with no commercials. And I just play it through while I'm working around the house, because it takes a while to change our mental focus. I'm to the point where I have given away everything in my home that I didn't really care for or had no attachment to. But now I'm down to sentimental items. But my house is full, and I need to keep giving things away. So I greatly need the encouragement that she offers. Tip number 28. Use it up or wear it out or make do. This is definitely how we live, which is how we save. And if you keep it clean, it's really not that expensive because you don't have to buy another. My grandmother used to say it doesn't cost much to keep things clean. She was right. And I was just reflecting on how it really is true that two can live as cheaply as one. Yes, when kids come along, it does get a little bit more expensive, but don't believe the world's lies that it costs $100,000 or more. That is simply ridiculous. You do not need to send your children to private school. You don't need to pay for your kids' college. They don't need 95% of the things that are in the budget of rich people. People give things away for free or to the thrift stores all the time. You use it up, you wear it out, you make do. The Lord brings it to you. I am amazed at how the Lord has provided me with things that I didn't even know I would need before I needed them. The Lord has helped me save and prepare in countless ways simply because I rely on Him to do so. Tip 29. I've cut our hair for 20 years. Incredible savings here. I would estimate a $2,400 savings or more here, so that really helped us pay off our house. Plus, I saved on gas getting to the hairdressers and time spent there. I learned from a book from the library and from asking hairdressers questions. During 2020, when people weren't going out to get their hair cut, my husband bought clippers and began cutting his hair himself. And it looks great. I'm amazed that he is able to do that. My son was the only one that balked. I also cut my own hair for a time, as my hairdresser was a good 45 minutes away and cost so much in gas that I actually never went back, even though I had been with her for 20 years. Now I found a woman right down the street from where I live because gas prices are just too high to go elsewhere, and she doesn't charge too much. She charges about half of what many women pay to get their hair cut. So if you are paying too much, look around. Ask people for suggestions on where they get their hair done, or try doing it on your own. Number 30. We have never paid for a babysitter. I know that's hard to believe, but we never have. We've either swapped babysitting, had my folks babysit for special occasions, or we didn't go. We just couldn't afford babysitters and a night out on a tight budget. Our nights out were very modestly priced when we did go, which was rare, as I've mentioned before. And again, we also have never once paid for a babysitter. On the rare occasions that we did go out, we would take our son to my parents' house. And usually we were going to a concert where tickets had been given to us, or to a wedding or anniversary party. I will begin the next video with tip number 31.